Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Conscious Crew podcast. I'm DJ Marty, and today we've got some special guests here. We've got Denis and Alicia from the New Age shop here in Des Moines. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. This is great.
Awesome.
Love the setup.
Yeah, it's nice. We like working here, so.
Okay, all right.
So you guys have the New Age shop on 73rd and Hickman.
63rd.
It's 63rd.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Hickman.
63rd and Hickman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said 73rd.
Yep, 63rd and Hickman
Okay,
in the
gotcha.
new spaceship building.
Yep, that's an awesome building. I really like it. It's
Maybe
cool.
maybe you psychically see we'll be expanding to that building as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Over
Well,
there,
I
too?
don't really want to take over the Bucks Arena.
Yeah,
I
let's
kinda
do
like
it.
that
Let's
there.
take over everything.
That's 73rd.
That
and
entire
Hickman.
street will be ours.
Okay. Manifestation at its finest.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. So, you guys have been there for how long?
Well, in that particular location, we've been there for about 2.5 years. But all total, we started in 2011 over on Merle Hay and Urbandale.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So, you guys,
Tiny little shop about the size of this studio.
really?
No, it was much bigger, but
Okay,
it was
more
small.
like the size of the space that the studio's in, actually.
Well, tell us about your space now, because I've been over there a few times, and I
Our
really like it. Yeah,
Our spaceship.
some people may recognize it as the spaceship building when they drive by, and maybe they may have seen it and don't know really what people do there or what's going on there. So, you guys want to tell us a little bit about that?
It's retail, it's classes, it's workshops. We've got a little bit of rental space for some of the new businesses coming up. We hold a lot of different psychic fairs there, the smaller mini psychic fairs.
Okay.
And then we also do a lot of our own in-house products. We do the herbs, we do the essential oils, lots of crystals, incense, you know that. But,
Sure.
And we also do psychic readings. We have a lot of different guest psychics coming in and things like that.
Right. See, in this one space that my kids actually don't mind going to. There's a lot of cool things in there
Right.
to check out. And pretty much everyone in my family, the extended family, they like visiting there because you kind of can find something for everyone there. And plus with the service you guys offer and everything, it's really cool. So.
Well, we try really hard to be inclusive and family friendly.
Right.
That's one of the big things. Our motto is community, network, and connection. Am I close enough to this?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
we're good.
cool. Sorry,
I
never
can
done
hear
this
you just
before.
fine.
I really want to bring people together. I want people
Just in
to.
case.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want people to understand that you're not alone. And we're always counseling and teaching constantly. I have a lot of people come in and say, talking to me for a half hour is like taking a class.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis and I were both big on that. Education. Make sure you know what you're going into. We don't care what religion you pick, anything like that, but we're definitely going to educate you on all your options for living your best life through metaphysics.
Right. Sure. And you guys have a great team over there. I know Antoinette's there, and she's really
She's
amazing
feisty.
person. Yeah, she's really interesting and
She's
fun to
also
talk to too.
an
so.
amazing energy worker.
Right.
I'm very picky about my massage therapists and energy workers that actually touch me or mess around with my energy and my aura.
Sure.
And I was really amazed at how quickly and how much of a powerhouse she really is.
Mm-hmm.
She is just zap. So.
Right. So tell us a little bit for people that may not know, or they're kind of entry level into chakras and energy healer that you were just talking about. Tell us a little bit about for someone that's just getting started and wanting a little information about the benefits.
Do you have 6 hours?
Yeah, this is definitely not my area of expertise. So, my wife, on the other hand, yes.
I wouldn't go that far. I know a little bit about it, though. Everyone's pretty much familiar with Reiki and chakras now at this point because it's been popularized in culture.
Right.
Pop
So
culture.
Reiki is the healing of the chakra centers, which
Reiki
there's 7
is-
chakra centers.
Now, see, and that's
Am I
another
wrong?
thing. Hold
Okay.
on. Actually, hold on just a second. This is where it gets really interesting. Yes, commonly known you have 7 chakras, but there are up to 10. They just have been theorized and people work with them. They're just not commonly known.
Okay.
So we'll start with the 7 chakras. You've got your crown,
Okay.
third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root.
Okay.
And each one of those governs a part of your body. Now, if they're free-flowing and everything's flowing good, think of them like gears on a clock. Okay?
Sure.
Then things are good and you're feeling good. But if one is blocked or stuck, then that you begin to have trouble in that area of your life. Fun fact, how you know when something's stuck, watch the color of clothing people wear and watch what you gravitate toward, because each chakra has a color.
Right.
Okay?
It's not what you say, it's what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And a lot of people won't even realize you can diagnose stuff from day to day. You can diagnose what's going on in a person's life, emotionally, mentally, and metaphysically, by the gemstones they go toward. It was a fun thing I used to do out at the fairs when we were doing fairs as vendors, because we've been doing that for 20 years.
Sure.
Well, I have. And people would come up and they would see all the stones on my table and they're like, oh, I want this one. I'm like, okay, so you're going through grief and loss, you're going through this, you're going through stress, possible schooling problem. And they're like, well, how'd you know? I'm like, it's all in the stones you just picked.
Right, they call you. That's what they say, is that in metaphysics that, you know, it's what you're drawn to, really, is where you need to seek.
What you need, you will become drawn to.
Sure.
So, and that's one thing everybody's like, opposites attract. I'm like, no, that's in love. No, in life, like attracts like. Whatever vibration you're putting out, you will pull back in. So
Gotcha.
with energy healing, basically don't think of your body as just a body. It also expands out into your energy field.
Okay.
And so if something's wrong in your energy field, it's going to physically manifest or mentally or emotionally. At least that's the theory.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you guys have a awesome reputation of putting on some great fairs, metaphysical fairs. I've had an opportunity to be a part of a couple of them as a DJ and the sound guy.
You do wonderful as a DJ. We love
thanks.
having you in there.
I appreciate it. It's always fun too. You know, and this next one actually coming up December 7th and 8th at Adventureland.
Yes.
It's going to be really special because you guys have never done an event at this Adventureland before, but it's got an awesome stage. You're going to have some great performers, I've heard. And who's all going to be there? And tell us a little bit about this upcoming fair.
Well, okay, so we are really excited. Number one, we love Christmas. Christmas is like our season, okay?
Oh, yeah.
This is where we just completely go nuts.
Okay.
You see my house right now.
I know, right?
Sure.
One of these days, our goal is to have our house seen from space with Christmas lights.
Pull yourself up on Google. Or...
That might be your goal.
Okay, you know.
Because I'm the one that's going to put them out.
I know, right? Hardcore. But no, and so at the first of the year, I got a really hardcore intuitive spiritual push to do a fair in December. And I was really surprised. But a lot of my vendors and a lot of my patrons are loving it. They want the opportunity to connect before that holiday rush really hits, things like that. We have some awesome vendors and merchants, of course. We have some amazing readers, and we've got some great healers. Just skating in at the last minute, we've got a guy doing Vedic astrology all the way from out in California. We bring people from all over the country, and hopefully next year we've got a line on some people from Mexico and Canada too.
Oh, cool.
So we're broadening our reach, and we bring it all to your backyard.
Gotcha.
For 2 days, okay? Now our entertainment, this one's going to be fun. We're going to have Santa at it, yes, okay?
Nice.
And basically just come, put the kid on the lap, have them tell them what Santa wants, and then snap a picture with your phone. You don't have to pay for it, nothing like that.
Okay, awesome.
You know?
No,
Cool.
I mean, I don't think you really want to know what Santa wants. It's the kid.
Well, okay, have the kid tell Santa what they want.
Sure.
Yes.
If it's a pony, just tell the parents, get them a stuffed pony. You know?
Sure.
But we want to put that out there because we are family friendly and we are all about connection.
Sure.
But we are also having a live sword fighting demonstration by the Order of Wrath.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'm not sure yet, but it's a possibility we're going to have an axe throwing booth there.
Okay.
But they're still on the fence a little bit. They've got to make sure they have the manpower to do their store and the fair.
Oh, okay. Who's that through?
About to say, I've got it's supposed to be Ironside Axe Club, which is over in West Des Moines.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
There's an axe throwing club where you can go and throw axes.
That's pretty cool.
Family
Hey,
night.
there you go, folks.
I just know the building
You
where
guys
it's
want to
at.
throw axes?
The building where it's at, it actually used to be a movie theater. The last time I was in there before it was the Ironside Axe Club. It was still Vucare nightclub.
Oh, Vucare. Okay.
Yeah.
Old Vucare, yes, that's where it is. But we're going to have live steel fighting by Order of Wrath, and we're going to have a blacksmith there that forges his own blades.
Okay.
We are going to have a flow arts performer. Now, do you know what that is?
Yeah, but you might explain it a little bit for people that may not know. Right.
She does hula hoops.
No, not just hula hoops. That's a common misconception. She does poi, she does some juggling, she does a lot of dancing, and she's going to be bringing LED stuff with her.
Cool.
She's known as the Holistic Hooper.
Sure.
Jessica Short. And
Yeah,
she's an
awesome,
amazing
actually.
lady.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so you
amazing.
know her.
Yeah,
Cool.
she's
And
great.
she is kind of short now that I think about it.
She is tiny, I will tell you that, but she's got a lot of personality.
Yeah, she's really fun person. So.
Let's see, and there was a couple other ones. God, why am I blanking? I haven't had enough caffeine. This is what happens when I do a podcast with no coffee.
Any speakers gonna be there?
Oh,
Any?
a ton.
Okay.
We've got 2 spirit galleries, 1 per day.
Okay.
Do you know what a spirit gallery is?
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and tell us?
Basically, a psychic medium sits up and you have a whole group of people and they go through and they read the group of people. So whatever comes into them, they shoot it out to the audience.
Okay, so it kind of reminds me of who used to do that on daytime TV? Was it?
Sylvia
That's
Brown.
John Edwards.
There you
John
go.
Edwards,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you've seen that on TV a few times. So that's
James
pretty
Van Prague as well.
Okay.
But our people are legitimate.
Dennis.
Okay.
Oh, God, did I go there? Sorry.
All right.
Anyway, but we don't throw any kind of shade or hate on anybody. But yes, our people are all verified. If they don't get something, and it is normal for some psychics, every once in a while, I've had it myself, where you're reading someone and it's just black. It's
Right.
just done. You cannot see anything.
So they're not going to fill up empty space with their own.
God, no.
Sure.
No, they're just going to get up there and go, okay, I see this, and I see this, and I see dee.
Okay.
Believe me, I did a spirit guide gallery once, because I do spirit guide readings. That was wild. Not doing that again.
It's a real zoo.
It was nuts.
Okay.
But, no, let's see. We're having the Vedic astrology talk, and they get up there and they sing and they dance, and it's more like a performance art. And then, who else is speaking? I know.
Off the top of my head,
Denise Vasquez.
Denise Vasquez is going to be doing intro to palmistry.
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you've ever been curious about
class. Sure.
what the lines on the palm are,
Okay.
not really a class. A class is different. That's where you sit down and you study.
Oh,
She's
sure.
going to be going like,
She's gonna
okay, give
talk
me your
to you for
palm.
about a
Boom,
half-
boom, 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 boom. Here you go.
Yeah.
She's
You
going
know?
to talk to you for a half an hour, tell you basically
Basics.
And
Yeah.
Denise is so much fun. She's got a lot of energy, and she's really smart. So if you can get her talking on other stuff too, she'll tell you all about that too.
Jeanette Roth is going to be doing a history of tarot.
Jeanette Roth
And
of the
if
Tarot
there's,
Garden.
yeah,
They
if
are a
there's,
local company here. They don't have a storefront, but they are at a lot of different fairs. She is passionate about tarot. Anything you've wanted to know about tarot, Lenormand decks, anything like that, ask her. She will tell you.
and if you ever have an opportunity to take a tour of her house, oh my God.
Yes. She actually does tarot tours so she can show off the merchandise and some of her collector pieces.
Nice.
But you have to book in early.
But then there's going to be also a ton of people selling crystals and
Yes.
Oh my God.
art,
Yep.
things like that.
Yes.
Actually, thank you for reminding me. Oh God, I need more coffee.
Vendors.
Anyway, yes, vendors. We also have the Metaphysical Art Exhibition, and we feature a lot of really amazing local artists.
Awesome.
I know I'm going to have Dean Sturtevant in there, Nicole Ewing, which goes by Earth and Spirit Sprite, Cassandra Albee, I forget what her business name is, but she's amazing.
Okay.
I'm going to have my own art in there.
Cool.
We've got a lot of people coming in for this, and the grid work that we're hanging it all on is donated to us, or loaned to us by the Des Moines Science Fiction Society, so they're being amazing about this.
Awesome. Cool.
And we also send out discount passes to all the smaller niche groups like that
Cool.
to come in, because we
Nice.
want people included.
Right.
There is so much, almost everybody in life has had an experience with the metaphysical or the supernatural.
Sure. Yeah. And people, even if they're on the fence, they say, "Well, that's a coincidence."
No, it's not a coincidence, baby. There's no such thing. The universe does not throw out coincidences.
Sure. Okay.
But we also have a wonderful stone vendor coming in, and I shouldn't say this because they're actually direct competition to me, but oh my God, when you see their setup, you are not going to be able to get past it.
Okay.
These people have the money to go out and buy flats. We're talking flats of stones
Okay.
out in Tucson and stuff, so they can sell it for really cheap pricing. If you like stones, you come out, you see Prismscapes.
Prismscapes.
They actually have a brick and mortar out in Iowa City as
Yes,
well.
they do. And they come into our fairs and they set up and they put lights through all their crystals and everything, and you just see walls of crystals.
Awesome.
And you're like,
Yeah,
I just want to buy your booth.
I
Why I keep them in every time, because I just like looking at them.
I guarantee you on Friday when we're setting up for the fair, they're going to be the first ones to show up because they have the longest setup, and they're
The most
usually
expensive, yes.
they are usually also the last to leave any fair that they're at because of the extensive setup. There's also an extensive tear down.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, another really amazing vendor we have is Wondercraft Emporium. They do a lot of handmade stuff, so handmade bags, handmade organic skincare, everything like that. These guys are awesome. They do the Ren Fair circuit normally, but they came into ours and they have been super happy. They also do their own handmade dream catchers, and the lady is actually part Native American, so it's 100% genuine.
Awesome. Cool. That's amazing. Well, I'm excited for it as well because, of course, I'll be there DJing
You're gonna be spinning beats.
and yeah, doing all the sound and those things, kind of hosting the different performers coming up, and I'm excited about that. But also, we're gonna have a booth there.
Yes.
The Conscious Crew Collective, which I'm sure a lot of you guys will probably be watching this on our Conscious Crew Collective group.
Now, are you going to be doing a live feed while you're there?
That'd be cool. That'd be something we could do. At least do some live Facebook and things like that.
I encourage this.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, also I want you to network with the other guy that's going to be there, Iowa Pagan News.
Oh, sure. I'm familiar with him.
Lynn Williams. He is so cool. You're going to love talking to him.
Where's he at? He's in Cedar...
Waterloo, actually.
Yeah.
Waterloo.
Right, yeah. Cedar Falls or Waterloo area.
Yeah, he lives
He's
in
up
Waterloo.
there.
I went up there one time for a event that they did up there, and yeah, I'm familiar with him also.
No, and he is really tied in with Pagan Pride and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So we'll have a booth there. We're going to be selling our Conscious Crew merch there. We have different shirts coming out this week, actually, on our website. It's going to be launching. It's consciouscrewmovement.com. So by the time this video's up, we'll have that website up, and feel free to go and take a look at the consciouscrewmovement.com website that's up. Like I said, we'll be selling our merch there.
Are you going to throw a link up on the...
Are you going to put a link up?
Are you going to put a link up on the screen over
Sure,
there?
I'll put a link in the description below for our website.
I'm trying to be cool here. Anyways.
At the Conscious Crew Collective booth, we're always trying to bring our Conscious Crew Collective group members in, as to work with us and just be a part of the community. So we will have a couple folks out there. One is one of our sponsors is Center Me. They'll be out there doing some tarot card reading throughout the day, and we'll also have Cindy Collins will be there doing some Reiki healing. So feel free to stop by and check them out, and we'll have plenty of information there about their services, and anyone else that wants to be a part of us, feel free to just reach out, and we'll get you in tune with Alicia and Denis here, or just stop by our booth, and we'd love to get you involved in future events and things like that. So we're always open to bringing more people in.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up. We're actually also going to have an aura photographer there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
now,
cool.
Do you know much about that?
No, tell me, because an aura photographer, I imagine what this is, but I've never really had much information.
Some people can read your aura, things like that, but your aura is your energy field around, and the different colors signify where you're at in your life, your mental state, things like that. So let's say you had a yellow aura. That would mean you're more in your learning and teaching mode. A pink aura would be more about love. And you can actually, on the machine, you can see your aura, but you can also have people touch you, and they will change that energy field around you. Okay? My dad and I did this once with the Kennedys out at the Iowa Metaphysical Fair. And he sat down.
The Kennedys.
The Kennedys.
Not that Kennedys.
Not that Kennedys. Anyway, it's I believe it was Tim and Pat Kennedy, and they're amazing. They're amazing at it. We don't have those guys. We have Make the Unseen Seen at our fair, and that's going to be Casey Wells. She emails you a picture and everything like that. Okay. So you can print it out yourself. But no, your energy field will change, and you can watch it change around different people. When different people touch you, you can hold different crystals, and your colors around you will change.
Huh. Wow.
If you wondered if energy was a real thing, go and do an aura photography.
No, I'm interested.
And she's actually very reasonably priced. I think she's only $35 a picture, and I've seen them up to $100 a picture. So she gives you the whole readout of your aura and everything, and what everything means, and the picture and everything.
Okay, so, that's cool. Huh? I'll have to check that out while I'm out there. That's
definitely.
I've never really experienced that. So
go out there, bring your two daughters, and have each one sit on your lap, and then have them sit on your lap together, and you will watch your colors on the thing change.
Wow.
Or maybe not. Maybe they're that well. Maybe.
No, because every person has an effect on you.
Sure.
And they all have a different effect.
Good or bad, or even what
right,
whatever.
What if they're all throwing out the same color or at the same time?
Then you better call the press.
We're all in the same.
Never going to happen.
Okay.
My friend Hannah and I did it because she at one fair she had never had it done. She was always been curious about it, and so the lady had me put my hands on her shoulders, and you watched Hannah's aura go from green to gold, and then it started getting sparks through it. And then she did the opposite to me, and mine went from like purple and yellow to pink.
Okay.
So yeah.
One other thing I was excited about and I wanted to share is that we're also going to have a couple Conscious Crew artists out there doing some poetry and music. Okay. So be sure to check them out. They'll be out there both days. Their set will be starting around 11:45 and 2:30. So be sure to come out and once you arrive, go ahead.
11:45, 2:45.
Okay, 11:45, 2:45, sure. And then be sure to check out the stage at that time too.
We're gonna have to get you the workup of everybody that way. You know the times because you're gonna be announcing.
Right.
It's like 12:45.
That
yes,
program.
Yes, this program is happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So, all right. Cool. So other things going on with us. Just a quick side note. We've got the Conscious Kickback at Vaudeville Muse, December 6th. So that's this Friday. Be sure to come out. Really excited about this. It's really had a great response. We're expecting a great turnout. And this time we're going to have quite a few Conscious Crew artists. We also have Cub on there, DK, Equinox. We got CC Baby, Pac-Man, Midwest Matthew. We've got Apple Tree and Toby Diligent, who's just come on as well. So we're really excited for all those folks. You can get your tickets in advance right now on eventbrite.com. And again, it's going to be an awesome one. Pre-sales are doing pretty well, and we're expecting an awesome turnout and a really great show. So be sure to stop out and save some money if you'd like by getting your ticket in advance on Eventbrite.
Awesome.
Other things, we'll have our merch booth out there at the Conscious Kickback. And we also have a new partnership with Made for Mankind clothing. So our merch, which is the Conscious Crew merch, will be stocked there. And we're also starting a weekly event at Made for Mankind in West Des Moines. It's 515 Maple Street. So if you're an artist and you're interested in an opportunity to come into the store and do kind of like a tiny desk. I don't know if anyone's seen Tiny Desk, but just a smaller venue. Just come out and showcase your talents and bring your friends out. We always shoot video and we'll put you up live for that event. And it's just a fun time to connect with the community. And if you want to be a part of that, feel free to reach out to Conscious Crew A&R Rodney Ryan. You can find him on Facebook. Again, Rodney Ryan is the person you'll want to get in contact with as far as being a part of that Thursday weekly event. It's an artist showcase at Made for Mankind clothing. A lot of people are familiar with the brand. I'm wearing the shirt here. And just a quick run through. You know, everyone really likes this. First you see it, it kind of just looks like a crown. But if you see it, really is 4 people here, and they're shaking hands across here. So, you know, and that's all. That's part of everything we're doing here. Just trying to connect all the communities and you know, work together to make this city great and expand that to worldwide. You know, we want to make an impact. That's why we're doing these podcasts and all these events and things.
And that's part of the reason why we love having you at our event, because we're working along the same lines.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Not everybody in the metaphysical is actually working toward that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just people in general. We need to raise that collective consciousness, so people are getting into a mental space of working together, not you know, crabs in a bucket.
Yeah. All for me,
I can't let you get ahead of me.
Yeah.
Right.
So that kind of outlook is just going to hold yourself and others back. Yeah. So.
Well, and the thing is, you have to realize there is more than enough for everyone out there.
Oh, yeah.
Think about all the people in the world. Think about all the people just in Des Moines. What was it? Last time I checked, it was over 300,000 just in Des Moines. Okay?
Yeah, and it's growing.
Seriously, we should be just thriving.
Sure.
Okay? But there is a mindset of all for me, none for you.
Right.
And I want to talk about the absolute enemy of everything, entitlement. Entitlement is
Put the work
the
in.
worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but think about it. People, they want something for nothing. And that kind of mindset's got to go away.
Sure. Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. Hard work is going to get you everywhere. If you stay true to your own integrity, be thrifty and everything like that, but don't be petty.
I would like to take the title as the hardest working entertainer in the city. That's all. People that are around me, they.
I don't know. I see a lot of entertainers, and
Well, that's what I'm telling myself anyway.
Okay.
If you believe it to be so, then it is so.
Yeah, there you go. So, we're just. What do you think about the state of collective consciousness? Is it growing in the Des Moines area? You feel like we're kind of.
As far as your brand?
No, as far no,
Easy.
no, just as far as people
Actually,
stepping into the self-awareness
Actually,
and
no,
things.
it is not.
You don't feel it's growing? Okay.
It is not. We're actually taking a step back on that because there's a lot of infighting.
Okay.
And that's actually kind of sad for me to see. Remember, I opened up my shop almost 9 years ago now. And before that, I was heavy on the metaphysical scene. And I think we've actually taken a little bit of a step back, and we've gone a little bit toward a darker energy this year. This year has been a bad year for people's attitudes, and we're out there in the front, on the spotlight, interacting with people, and we're really surprised.
And why do you? How can we change that? What's your? You're saying infighting, but
Education, working together. You've got to put the emphasis on caring about people and connecting with people.
right.
Okay? Every day I'm there. Let's say I have a bad customer come in and they're mean and they're nasty, and yes, it has happened. Okay?
Yes, it has.
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at them, and as they're going at me, I'm reading them. Okay? And I'm like, okay, all right, so this happened to you today, and this happened to you, and this happened to you. And so I start addressing those issues. Okay? And then by the time I'm done, they're like, I don't even know what I was mad about.
Yeah.
And when all else fails, have them hold some selenite. It's like, here, you just flush all that off, and now you talk to me.
All right.
Because I want you to come in and talk to me. Don't be mean, don't be coarse, talk to me. If you really need somebody to talk to, I'm here.
Right.
He's here. We're here to help. Yes, we're here to sell stuff and make money. Obviously, we all got bills to pay. I mean, am I right?
Sure.
I mean, enlightenment's cool, but I like to eat.
I have an expensive habit. It's called food. But no, I want you to come in and say, look, man, I just need to talk. Okay, fine. Sit down, have a cup of tea. Let's do it.
Right. For sure.
But there is not an emphasis on that anymore. Even when I'm in line at the grocery store, if I can tell that cashier is just overworked and she is just ready to drop, I'll be like, hey, how's your day? What's going on?
Right.
I like
Shed the
best.
light when you can, right?
Yeah.
On,
You have to be the light. You cannot force people to do anything. You have to inspire them. So be the light and shine. Shine no matter what anybody says.
Right.
No matter who throws shade or anything or hate at you, just be like, okay, well, you know what? That's your perception and that's your perspective. Honor that, but once you get out of that with whatever's going on in your life, because if somebody's in a negative mindset, there's something going on in their life.
Right.
And you have to be understanding and be like, okay, you know what? Cool. But when you come out of that, I'll be over here still shining.
Right.
Like the little light bulb that I am.
Is it wrong to, in your opinion, is it wrong to kind of put people on a shelf for a while, or should you always?
What do you mean by that?
You're saying that kind of you step away from the negativity, or is it? It's not our job to change people, is it? Or to bring them out of their
here's the fine
mental
line.
state.
You can't force anybody. Like, okay, let's say we're buddies. Let's say we hang out on a day-to-day basis, and you're just getting in a real nasty mindset. What I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna be like, dude, you need to change. What I'm gonna be like is, that's cool, and I get that. But did you know that you can fix things by this, this, and this? And then sometimes people just need someone to talk to. Basically, what you do while they're talking and while they're being negative, you hold yourself. You got to center yourself, okay? Make sure they don't bleed into you.
Right.
And then you just up your light. Have you ever just pushed out that illumination?
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're like, and I've watched this, even with customers. They're like, and they're trying to be negative, they just can't. They start smiling, and I'm like, that's right, I did it. Yeah. So it's okay to take a break from someone who just will not be inspired, because there is refusing to be inspired. There is just refusal, okay?
Right.
But more than anything, you have to shine, and sometimes you have to go into the darkest areas and shine the brightest.
Right.
Because here's the thing, anybody who's already enlightened, that's their responsibility. You took on that responsibility the minute you decided, oh, hey, man, I'm awake. Okay, I'm looking around. All right. Okay, here we go. And then you just have to light up.
Sure. Okay.
And you generally will shine the brightest in the darkest spaces.
Well, that too.
That's true. You also put yourself at risk.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be at risk no matter what. You're going to be at risk every day. You could walk out of here today and get run over by a car.
The darkest spaces need it the most, though. So
Bingo.
if a strong person can walk through there and shed light, then I guess that's.
Because otherwise, mold grows and stuff.
No, when you are working for the light, when you are working for enlightenment, when you are working in this area, you take on a responsibility to be that light and to keep shining. And now it doesn't mean you don't have your bad days. It doesn't mean you don't have it rough. And it doesn't mean you don't need somebody else to be your light once in a while. And that's another thing. If you see a friend that was formerly really strong and they're going through a rough time, call them up and be like, yo, hey, you want to watch a movie? You want to go get a cup of coffee?
Right.
Boom. Here's Crystal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. True. It's good stuff. See, this is just the beginning of what you can hear and some of the empowering and enlightening information that will be at the Metaphysical Fair that you guys are hosting. And like I said, they've been awesome in the past, so I have no doubt.
That's a fair statement to make.
Always with the puns. Yeah. We are all about community, network, connection, and inspiration. We want to empower everybody through enlightenment.
Right. Okay.
We want to light things up and make people not feel alone. There are people, my dad and I, we used to do fairs, psychic fairs out at Adventureland. They were under the Mystical Moonlight moniker. Mm-hmm. It was about 13 years ago, maybe 14 now. And the one thing I always loved about it was people have come back to me 10 years later and said, oh, I found my best friend there and we're still friends.
Oh, sure.
I loved that. Our last fair at Adventureland the inn, not the park we're going to be at, people, the second they had an issue, they were making it work within among themselves. They were creating community, okay? So let's say you didn't have a tablecloth and I've got an extra. All of a sudden I'm handing it out to you, and it's not like that at every fair.
Right.
And that's what I want. I want to build relationships. Sorry, I am not trying to jiggle your mic. But I want to build those connections. It is so important, especially in this area where you think you're crazy half the time. Okay, it is important to know you're not alone.
Sure.
Right.
I think that there's space for people to come out and enjoy it, even if they are, I guess, feel like they're a part of a different group or
we get that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm especially at the store. Nobody gets turned away.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody gets turned away. That's
part of the community connection and networking.
And
nobody is turned away.
Yeah, everyone is welcome at our store. I mean, I've had people from all walks of life walk in that store. Mm-hmm. I mean, for instance, we had a fair. Our last fair at the shop was our Dia de los Muertos psychic fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Our
Day of the Dead.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
We had the ofrenda and everything set up.
And we always encourage people, do you know what an ofrenda is?
Nope.
Okay, think of a great big shelf or cabinet where you put, I'm going to boil it down, really basic, where you put pictures of your deceased loved ones and your ancestors, and you leave something that they would like by them.
Oh,
then
sure.
you sprinkle the marigold petals out the door.
Oh, sure, I got
and
you.
that invites them to come back for a day and visit.
Right.
Okay? And we encourage everybody that walks through the door, bring your photo. It's not just ours, it's everyone's. Mm-hmm. Bring your ancestors back to you.
Right.
But now, what I was going to mention is that because our store is actually right next door to a church. Mm-hmm. And the minister from that church actually came into the store that day. Mm. I mean, yes, he was inviting us to his church.
Yeah.
We didn't send him packing so much. I mean, I actually had a nice conversation with the man.
No, I mean,
You know,
I used to
and-
have Christian missionaries come in all the time and say, would you mind if I prayed for you? I'm like, do it. Yes, I'll pray with you.
Right.
You know, we love everybody.
It's all inclusive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Even
Right.
people who don't love us, we still love them too. We just at a distance.
Right.
It's like, yeah, okay, I love you, but over there. Okay. You know.
Sure.
No, we want everybody. This is going to make everybody's life better. We genuinely believe that. And the only way to get past negativity, the only way to get yourself out of a bad situation, the only way to live your best life is through knowledge and compassion.
I'm a studier of all things. Like I always say on here, you know, I believe that all religions, all things have been used for good. Everything can be used for negative too, you know. So are there people out there doing energy work that are changing people's life for the best? Of course. Are there people out there probably abusing the knowledge and
Yes.
doing things
Oh, yeah.
for their own selfish reasons? Probably. You know, I'm sure there are. Shame on those people. But we can't get past the idea that, you know, like I said, all religions have been used for good and bad. Everything that the Al Qaeda did was in the name of Allah, so they were, you know, misappropriating the.
And I was
the-
looking
the
down and going,
information.
are you serious with me
Sure.
right now?
And everything that that some of the Ku Klux Klan members did was in the name of Jesus, unfortunately. So
And Jesus is
you
like,
know, yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as the different Muhammads to the Buddhas to all those things, my belief is that, you know, they're all just a messenger from God, and you know they came to with the proper purpose of spreading love and, you know, and enlightenment on you know the spiritual world and on
but they
God's
were,
will, or the God, universe, all energy, whatever you choose to call it.
but they were long
So-
dead, and so everybody's misappropriating what they're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And now,
No, but that's why you have
Well-
messiahs come along every so often,
Sure.
because you got to re-up that.
Right, and I believe you can be a messenger of God if you're spreading light and then you know, in a positive message, you know. So you know,
So, are you a messenger of God?
if I'm living in truth, I don't have my principles all down here. Maybe I'm missing some, but I know you should be shedding love and truth, and you know, and doing what's best for the world.
Like the Blues Brothers, are you on a mission from God?
We all should be on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
You know what? I am on a mission from all the higher powers.
Exactly.
Okay? I
Yeah.
stepped into this because I saw a need. I saw a hole that needed filled. Yes, you can make jokes about that later. But I saw something that there was a need. Oh, Marty.
Family friendly, honey.
How many times have we hit that? See, you guys come by and it's just puns everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many puns. Well, you've also got to realize, he and I, we're huge sci-fi nerds. I mean, it's like, it's bad, okay? I mean, it's terrible.
So let's step off of the. Okay, so tell me what sci-fi you're into.
Oh, God. Which
Which
one am I
one?
not?
Okay.
Okay, but I can tell you my favorite series.
So sci-fi. What's the one? That,
Stargate, Battlestar
Stargate,
Galactica,
I just
Babylon
like that
5,
show.
Star Trek Next
Me
Gen,
and my dad
Star
used to watch
Wars.
Stargate.
Hell yeah. That's right.
I'm hoping they bring that back soon.
Yeah.
What about the Twilight Zone?
Yes,
All
love
that.
it.
Those are good movies. There's a new one that's on Netflix.
Which
Oh
one?
man, gosh.
Umbrella
what is that?
Academy?
That one's cool.
Dude,
Leo
Umbrella-
likes that one.
Helix, I have not gotten a chance to see Helix yet.
There's
I was about to say, I was all
it's
over.
like the Twilight Zone. I'll have to
Okay.
follow up with it.
I know Dimension 404, which is on Hulu.
Well, they actually stalled out on that. That was an amazing series, Dimension 404.
Okay.
I'm also going to, Voltron on Netflix was fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I will admit, I was a little miffed at the end. It's like, why did you, the very, literally, last shot of the series, why did you have to throw that in? Why couldn't that be established beforehand?
It was just it was a plot device, and it's like, you need to give it a little more play, you know? The other series
it's
we are
one of the-
huge
it's-
on right now is The Flash.
I love The Flash.
The
Okay.
Flash,
That's my
have you seen
favorite.
it?
Yeah, parts of it. Yeah.
That's my favorite show.
I will warn
Has
you,
been-
every
Okay,
time it
get
comes
into
on,
it.
be prepared to cry.
Yeah.
The relationship between the adoptive dad and the adoptive son, it's just like, those actors are amazing at portraying it. They do really well.
I'll have to watch some more of it. I've watched a lot of the you know, the Luke Cage and the
Yeah, okay.
Jessica Jones, and I watched a lot of
Jessica
those.
Jones is hard for me to watch, man. I think
No?
it's because of her attitude.
Oh, sure, yeah. What about the blind, or not, the Iron Fist, I'm sorry.
Iron Fist was pretty neat.
Yeah, I
I'm going
liked
to tell you
that one,
that.
too.
Yeah.
I did.
That's the one that got me started and all it.
Which is, because
Defenders.
I was always a fan of Daredevil, and so I watched that when it came out.
Daredevil was our first thing into that. We were just like,
yeah, they're fun to dive
And
in.
actually, the fun part is the guy playing Daredevil was in a movie that was originally a story by Neil Gaiman. He's the author of The Sandman.
Oh,
the
really?
Sandman comic series.
Okay.
As well as Constantine, I believe. But Matt Murdock, no, that's not his name. What's the actor's name?
And Matt Murdock is Daredevil.
Right.
I don't remember the name of the actor
Anyway,
at the moment.
that guy, he came out in the movie Stardust, which if you were ever looking for just a movie to warm your heart, watch Stardust.
Last time we watched it, she was in labor.
Yes.
So
It helped you relax.
So while we're kind of on the entertainment side of things, do you guys have any books, anything that really you like to go back to as far as, or send people that are starting to get into, the spiritual journey?
No, and we get that question a lot. That's part of the reason why we're writing some books right now. Because you have to read about 35 books on each topic just to get the information. Because there's about, in a book that big, there's about that much info. Like that much.
They're about saying some of the books
Fluff.
get wordy. Yeah, they fluff them up. And not only that, it's a lot of them don't necessarily agree with each other. You get different.
A lot of cross information, and it's just like, okay, you know what? My dad, when I was little, he raised me alone since I was 7. So, he would do all these weird things, and he used to, listen to Coast to Coast, Art Bell Coast to Coast. Are you familiar with the program?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, all right, and everything like that. But he would have all his books. I grew up in a house with like hundreds of books, and they were almost all devoted to the metaphysical, UFOs, things like that.
Yeah.
Dad would sit there and he'd outline and he'd put stars in it and he'd, highlight everything. And I'm like, Dad, what are you doing to that poor book? And he's like, honey, you just don't understand. Later on, I grew up, I started reading the books, and I got it. Because he was just taking the chunks that were actually viable and putting them all together.
Right.
Like,
all the punch, all the
not
hard-hitting
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
A house full of nice, clean books are books that are never read.
Exactly.
That's true.
No, you'll go into houses and they'll be just beautiful and pristine. It's like, you ever read? No, none of them are red. It's like, okay, well,
Kind
okay.
of missed the purpose there.
Yes.
It is weird, like 1800s, before they really had the ability to bind books and printing and everything like that. Maybe even 1700s. Basically, before, books used to be very expensive. And therefore, it was actually a show of wealth to have a whole lot of books in your house.
By the way, speaking of books, just to flash back to the fair for a minute, Neil Leaf Publishing is going to be out there. Now, they are a small Iowa publishing house, so if anybody out there, if you guys have a book or novel you want to publish, or a tarot card deck or an oracle deck, come see them. Cassie and Dave are amazing, and they really work with the artists and authors.
Cool. I think I saw. Yeah, they were out there before, weren't they? I think
Yes,
I saw.
they were right next.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
They rock so hard.
Yeah, they were in the booth next to where I was originally putting you last time.
Oh, okay. I need to get more information on it. I think that'd be cool to put a book together on something.
These guys are amazing, and the books that we're drawing up, I'm going to be publishing all of them through them.
Nice.
Because they are so cool. Also, some of my class books that we've written, I'm going to be publishing through them as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're really excited for the Metaphysical Fair. Again, December 7th and 8th at Adventureland.
In the Palace, Adventureland Park,
Theater.
in the Palace Theater, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the 7th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the 8th.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, we appreciate you, and we'll hope to see all of you there. And be sure to check the description below for more information on everything we talked about today. Peace, and have a great day.